What's going on, you guys? Welcome back to my channel. So today's video is actually a video that was very highly requested in my last video. Like, holy cow, I did not think you guys would want to see this video as much as you guys do. Now, as a result of COVID, a lot of you said that you're not really wearing makeup right now and you don't really feel and look your best because you have to wear a mask. But I want to show you that you can feel and look good while still wearing a mask. We're really going to focus in on the eyes, and I'm also going to show you guys how I even out my skin tone because I do struggle with acne and blemishes and stuff like that. And the last thing I want is to really elevate your eyes and then you have to take off your mask and then you have a bunch of acne showing. So I'm going to show you like a really quick and easy like foundation routine to even out your skin tone that's still going to remain very, very lightweight, so that way it doesn't interfere with your mask. So I hope you guys love today's video. If you love it, stop what you're doing and press that like button. Subscribe if you guys haven't already, and also click that bell so that way YouTube will notify you when I upload, which is every Monday and Wednesday. With that, let's zoom in and let's get started on the look. Let's go. Let's jump into it. I do want to first and foremost start off with my brows. I do like to fill in my brows with a powder now because, as you can see, I did grow out my brows quite a bit. I do like to use this brow powder right here by ABH. This is the medium brown brow powder duo. I like to take the darker shade on a spoolie brush. This is a Sephora number 20. We have an angled brush on one side and then the spoolie on the other. I'm going to dip the angled brush into the dark brown powder, and I'm just going to lightly start filling in my brow. Again, nothing too crazy. As you can see, I'm not creating a stark line or anything like that. I just want to create a really pretty shadow so that way my brows look a little fuller. This next step is totally optional. Honestly, it really just depends how you like your brows, but I'm gonna go in with a brow marker. This is by Stila. This is the Stay All Day Waterproof Brow Color in the shade Dark, and I'm gonna use this to create hair-like strokes throughout my brow to give it more of like a feathered boy brow look. So I think that's looking pretty good. I'm now gonna go in with the P. Louise Base 2, which is an eyeshadow primer. And I'm gonna take a little bit on a flat brush, put this all over my eyelid, and then whatever's left over, I'm gonna use it to kind of clean up underneath my brows a little bit. Now, the reason I'm going in with eyeshadow primer is because we are really just gonna focus on the eyes today. Not to say that I'm not gonna do anything to my face, because I definitely am, but the main focus is gonna be on the eyes today. Let's move on to eyeshadow, which is the star of the show. The palette I will be using today is this palette right here by Colourpop. This is the Going Coconuts palette. If you have not tried it, I highly recommend that you guys check it out. It is one of my all-time favorite palettes from Colourpop. I'm gonna start off with a shade called Shredded on an M433, and I'm just gonna use this as my base shadow before I actually go in with my transitional shade. Could not say that for a second. Then for the transitional shade, I'm going to take the shade right here called A Lovely Bunch. On that same brush, I'm going to tap off, and I'm just going to swipe it back and forth in my crease. Now, if you don't have time for eyeshadow, this may not be the best for you, just because, I don't know, I'm really going to put an emphasis on the eyes while still keeping them very soft and sultry. So I'm going to go in little circular motions and flick this color inwards, also taking it into my crease, but not on the lid. So that's definitely looking super cute. I'm now gonna go back into the shade right here called Shredded, and on a Sephora number 14, I'm gonna start packing this all over my eyelid just to bring some brightness into the look. Now, you can cut your crease, you could make it a little sharper, but for me, I really want this to remain very soft and subtle. So that's why I'm going in and just patting on the color to bring some brightness to the look. I do want to amp up my outer corner a little bit, so I'm going to take this shade right here. It's called Shell Yeah on a clean brush, and I'm going to start tapping it in the outer V just to really amplify and smoke it out a little bit without it being too intense though, because you definitely don't want to do like a full-blown smoky eye and barely anything on your face. That can look a little strange, so just go in with a light hand and slowly start to build up the color. Now I'm gonna go in with a little bit of brown liner. I'm gonna take this one right here by MAC, but you can use whatever brown liner you have in your collection. This is an Eye Kohl by MAC, which means it's very, very nice and blendable, and it's in the shade Costa Riche. I'm gonna take it and I'm just going to run it right alongside my lash line. And I'm gonna take it all the way through, even in the very inner part where I have that lighter shade, just to give my eyes some dimension. Then I'm gonna go in with an eyeliner and I'm just going to smudge it out. So once I have that brown blended out, I'm just gonna go in and I'm just lightly going to start adding a little bit more of Shell Yeah, especially towards the base right here, and then just kind of smoking it out and circling the brush in the outer V. I'll even take a little bit of the shade called Shell Yeah and I'll start tapping it directly over top of the liner, and then I'm gonna mix in a little bit of the darker brown called Nutty, but I'm not gonna go too crazy with it because I don't want this to be too intense or dark. So that's pretty much all I'm gonna do for the eyes. I told you guys it was short, sweet, and straight to the point. Now it's completely up to you whether or not you want to do just mascara or pop on some kind of falsie. I've been really into individual lashes. I do have these right here. These are the Double Up Lashes by Ardell. Or if you're not into that, you could always go in with a strip lash. These are the Demi Wispies by Ardell as well. I'm probably gonna go in with these and then stack a little bit of individual lashes towards the outer V to give it more of a fit and flare look, but you can definitely customize it based on whatever you're into. So lashes are on. We're now gonna start working on base makeup because even though we're gonna be wearing a mask and it's gonna cover up half of our face, there's gonna come a point where we're probably gonna take our mask off and it's gonna look a little strange if you just have your eyes done and then you have all of your blemishes peeking through. So I definitely want to do a little bit of coverage. Now I'm not going to say that the base makeup I'm going to do today is going to be 100% transfer proof because it's not. Like, the reality is you're probably gonna get some makeup on your mask, but the key is to go in with very little product but still cover up everything that you need to cover up. So I'm gonna first start off by moisturizing my face a little bit. I'm gonna take the Bobbi Brown Vitamin Enriched Face Base, which I love, and I'm going to moisturize and really hydrate my skin because when you have a mask on and you're talking, all of that hot air is going to be hitting your face and it's really gonna dry out your skin. So you wanna make sure that you start off with really nice and hydrated skin before putting anything on. So the next thing I'm going to do is I'm gonna go in and prime the skin. Today I will be using this by e.l.f. This is the Dew Primer. You guys know I love this. I'm almost out of it. It is a spot on dupe for the Milk Hydro Grip Primer, which I have been using a ton in my videos. This is honestly so sticky. It's like glue for your skin. So if you want anything to stay on your face, use this primer. It is just that good. I'm gonna put this all over because I will be going in with some kind of powder foundation. Powder foundation for me is going to be your best friend or my best friend whenever I'm wearing a mask because it is going to allow me to really cover up my blemishes and wear something a little bit more lightweight than like a liquid full coverage foundation. Following primer, I am gonna go in with my tinted sunscreen. You guys know I'm obsessed with this by ULTA MD. I feel like I recommend it to everybody I know, like friends, family, whatever, and everyone loves it. This has SPF 44 in it, and it's gonna protect my skin from the UVA and UVB rays. I do like to take a generous amount of this and really just lather it all over my face. I know it looks like a lot, but I wanna make sure every area of my face is covered. And I also take this down my neck. I'm not playing games, you guys. Like, sunscreen is a must. It literally is a step that I no longer skip, and I can't believe it's taking me years to actually get into wearing sunscreen, but better late than never. So apply your sunscreen, folks. Now, I will say on a good day, I'll probably just put the sunscreen all over, a little bit of mascara and brows, and I'm good to go. But this is for everyone out there who wants to look put together if you have to go to work and you're just tired of looking busted and crusted while wearing a mask, okay? So I do want to go the extra mile for those of you. You can literally stop here because as you can see, my skin looks great, but because I do have a lot of scarring in this area, I'm gonna take it up a notch. I am gonna go in with a color corrector. You guys know I have been loving this one right here by LA Girl. This is the Pro Conceal High Definition Concealer in the shade Peach. I'm gonna take a little bit on the back of my hand, and then I'm gonna take a number 57 brush by Sephora Collection, and I'm just gonna lightly start tapping it over the areas that I want to cover up the darkness. I do notice that when I get acne and stuff like that, I do scar like blue, purple, so it is a little bit darker than usual. So that's why I go in with a peach concealer first to really just conceal and cover up these areas. It makes it a lot easier if I'm spot concealing or something like that. So that's a little tip for you guys. If you do have acne scarring like myself, go in with a peach concealer and you are money, honey. I also like to take a little bit underneath my eyes as well because your girl really hasn't been getting much sleep these days. So I definitely have to hit this area with a little bit of concealer. So now that I have that peach color corrector down, I want to even out my skin tone a little bit. So I am going to be going in with some concealer just to cover up the peach. And then I'm going to go in with a powder foundation because in this case, less is more. I feel like the more foundation you pile on, the more it's going to transfer onto your mask. So I'm trying to create a very, very thin layer of product that's going to instantly make me look put together. So I'm going to go in with the NARS Radiant Creamy Concealer. This one here is in the shade Canal, and I'm going to take a little bit of this to cover up that peach color corrector, and I'm literally going to put it in all the areas where I did put the color corrector. With a clean number 57 brush, I'm going to do the same motions and really tap out that concealer underneath my eyes and around my mouth. Now the powder foundation I'm going to use for today's video is by Makeup Forever. This is the Matte Velvet Skin Blurring Powder Foundation. I have mine in the shade Y25. This does come with a sponge, but instead I am going to go in with a fluffier brush. I'm going to go in with this one right here. This is a number 59 by Sephora, and I'm just going to slowly start tapping it over the areas where we put that concealer, and I'm also going to take it around the perimeter of my face to add additional coverage without it being too heavy. I am going to finish off my lower lash line with a little bit of shadow. So I'm going to go in with a lovely bunch on a flat definer brush, and I'm just going to smoke this out. I'm just going to bring the shadow down just so that way it looks a little more put together. Then I'm going to take a fluffy brush and then just start to smoke it out. Then I'm going to take a little bit of Shell Yeah on that same flat definer brush, and I'm going to push it closest to the lash line just to give my lower lash line some more definition. I'm going to hit my lashes with a little bit of mascara. And when I say a little bit, I mean a little bit. I don't want like spidery lower lashes. This here is a step I always do, never skip. I'm going to go in with a nude liner. This is by LA Girl. This is the Intense Day Auto Liner in the shade Super Bright. I'm going to use this to brighten up my eyes. Again, our eyes are really the showstopper for this look, so now I am going to add some color to my face. I'm going to take the number 7 bronzer and just lightly, like ever so lightly, bronze up the skin a little bit. I'm going to take a little bit of this, just hit my forehead. And this is just going to give me more color, just so that way I don't look super flat. The thing about a mask is that it's not really going to disturb your contour or anything. You are going to see it a little bit, but nothing crazy. So just go in and lightly bronze. I'm gonna add a little bit of blush to my cheeks. This is the Almay Healthy Hue blush in the shade So Peachy. And I'm just going to hit the apples of my cheeks. I'm not really gonna put on any highlighter or anything like that, just because we're naturally going to get hot and sweaty. So there's really no need for all that. Now you guys know I would also go in and kind of like bronze up my nose a little bit, but because the nose is where you're going to be powdering the most, I'm not really going to focus too much bronzer in that area, but I am going to try to chisel out this top area right here. So I'm going to take that setting brush by Real Techniques with a little bit of the number 7 bronzer, and I'm going to start super high up because it's going to give the illusion that I have a stellar nose contour going on, even though I don't underneath. And then I'm just going to take a little bit alongside my nose. but if you really pinch it right up here, it's gonna make you look that much more put together. And then just dust a little bit onto your nose so that way in the event you take your mask off, you don't look nuts. For lips, you can do a liquid lipstick, you can do a gloss, you can do a lip balm. Honestly, I would probably opt for a liquid lipstick, something that's a little bit more long lasting, just so that way it's not transfer proof on your mask. So today I'm gonna go in with the BFF2 lip liner by Colourpop, and I'm gonna also go in with a liquid lipstick by Ofra. This is a part of the Jen Loves Review collection. I do have a code with them. It's A-Marie if you guys wanna save some money at checkout. The shade I'm gonna be using by Ofra is in the shade Revive. Now that lips are done, I'm gonna seal the deal with a little bit of setting spray. I feel like it's important to go in with the setting spray that's really going to lock your makeup in place. So today, I will be using the All Nighter setting spray by Urban Decay. This stuff works like a dream. I'm just going to spray it all over. So this is my mask makeup. As you can see, the focal point is definitely my brows and my eyes, and I'm obsessed with it. I'm also wearing a liquid lipstick, so it's not gonna transfer onto my mask. Is my powder foundation gonna transfer onto my mask? 100%. Honestly, I haven't came across anything that is going to be 100% foolproof and 100% transfer proof. You can see I do have some makeup on my mask here, but it's 100% okay. I will wash this at the end of the night and I'll be good to go. So I hope you guys appreciate today's video. Just because we have to wear masks everywhere we go doesn't mean you can't feel and look put together, and I hope this video shows that. If you guys have any more video requests, let me know down below. Drop me a like, subscribe if you guys haven't already, and until next time, I'll be sure to catch you guys all on the next one. Deuces.